Hi and welcome back to the Positive Prepper. Tonight's video is going to be a little bit different in that we are going to show you a typical backyard plant and what you can actually do with it. Mr. Positive Prepper, as well as our daughter, little Positive Prepper, I guess you'd say, she is going to be helping us with the video tonight. She's laughing because we called her little Positive Prepper. She's almost as tall as I am. But we're going to show you this backyard plant about plantain and how it can be very useful for you. So I'm going to turn around for Mr. Positive Prepper and same size as me, Positive Prepper.
Okay, so this is plantain. This is a common plant. A lot of people would consider this a weed in your backyard. You can find this anywhere. For me, I like this plant because it's almost a perfect little plant to have. It's very edible. You know, the leaves are edible. I like them young. They taste kind of like a celery or a lettuce. And even the seeds are edible. And sometimes you can take these seeds, and for them as well, pop them right in your mouth. So, a lot of things you can do with this little plant. What we've done this year is to dry the seeds and make a flower, or like a flower substitute or flower extender. You see the seeds?
So she's pulling the seeds right off of the plantain stem. There it is. Okay.
And these are the dried seeds. So what we did, we had the kids out a couple weeks ago, and we picked just the seeds, or the stems here, about a banana box full, and that's what yielded this about gallon-sized jar full of seeds after we dried them out in the sun. Took a couple, 2-3 days. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put them in this hand grinder, and miss a little bit about that.
So remember that we're always prepping in a grid down situation. So an electric grinder or an electric mill is not going to work in a grid down situation. You have to have a way to process foods in a way that doesn't require electricity. Now, this does require more of your own time and energy, but with the way that, especially with just this video tonight, the plantain flower can either be an extender, so it makes your current flower go further, or you can use it solely as a flower. And Mr. Positive Prepper is going to demonstrate.
So as you can see, it just comes right out of the hand grinder, and it's powdery right off the bat. A pretty good consistency. Now, we've not used this before in bread, so I think what we're going to try to do is maybe put a half cup of this into our regular bread flour, and make this on our wood stove oven here.
And so, just to let you know, remember that outdoor cooking wood stove that I was telling you about several videos back? We finally got it done, we think. And so this weekend, we're actually going to test it out. And so one of the things that we want to do is we want to make bread out of this plantain powder that we've started to grind. And it's a little bit, if I'm feeling it, it's a little bit coarser than flour, but there's not a lot of difference in it. And so it's going to be really interesting to see if we can make bread, both adding it to flour as an extender and trying to make something out of it as it is. And I want to do that this weekend on a video so that you guys can see, because this is an actual backyard plant that you can actually find just about anywhere, whether it's a park, your own backyard, along the streets, sidewalks. Plantain, well, okay, this is Wisconsin, so let me say that in Wisconsin, this grows pretty normally. And as he said, you can just pick these leaves and you can chew them up and get your saliva mix in, and you can put those on a bug bite, and it takes that ouch away really super quick. Or you can just eat the leaves as they are, but then again, drying these seed stems to make that, which grinds into that.
Perfect. And then, yeah, like you had said, there's a lot of medicinal uses. Anti-inflammatories, analgesics, antioxidants, demulcents, diuretics, expectorants, all sorts of different things for immune modulating. It's just it's a beautiful little plant to have in your backyard, and it does so much. We're fortunate to have it.
So besides chewing up the leaves to put on bug bites,
we've heard and seen that and read that it's good for like toothache, sore throats, and swelling of the gums. Some autoimmune diseases, respiratory tract infections, ulcers, diarrhea, all sorts of different things.
so this plant that we've shown you, and like I said, it can be found, well, I know up here in Wisconsin, it can be found just about anywhere, and it's not just a weed, okay? God didn't just throw stuff on, okay, except for mosquitoes. There are no reasons for mosquitoes, right? But a lot of these backyard plants have so much value to them that is way overlooked. And so we want to try to highlight these. My sister's actually going to be joining me in some YouTube videos coming up where we actually talk about the medicinal value of some of these backyard plants that, you're like, and I know I'm the same way, like, get out of my flower beds, right? I don't want you in there. These are for flowers. But when you look at the actual value of some of these weeds, there's a lot more value out there than a lot of people realize. And we want to show you how to use that if we have an SHTF, if the grid goes down, if you are left to fend for yourself on your property. These are some things that you can use that don't cost you anything because they grow mostly everywhere. Not only what they're good for, but how to process them. Okay, so some things are made into oils. Some are made into, what's that word? Tincture. And then some you just chew up, like with plantain. You just chew it up, get your saliva in it, put it on a bee sting or a bug bite. So we want to show you these things because these are real world prepping value resources that you can use in an SHTF situation. So hopefully this weekend we're going to be able to fire up the stove so we can show you that with the bread made from this plantain substance that we've made and will continue to. And we'll see how it goes. We'll use it both. It will use it as a flower extender. So we'll try it both ways. We'll see how it goes. All right. As always, stay safe, stay aware, and God bless.